My motivation was very different than Kakarot's. My motivation was to be the best, to be the greatest Saiyan alive as I always had been, until Kakarot came into the picture, that is. Kakarot's success was like a demon in my head. How could he be a Super Saiyan when I, the Prince of all Saiyans, could not? The intensity of my training was maddening. At 450 times normal gravity, a basic training game became a desperate struggle for survival. Even the simplest moves required every ounce of willpower I had. I wasn't sure how long I could sustain the effort without breaking in two. It seemed like the only thing holding my body together was my one desire: to be better than Kakarot. At times I thought I was losing my mind. Why couldn't I obtain what Kakarot had obtained? It didn't make sense. It was infuriating, and it was my fury that kept me alive. I decided to continue my training in the solitude of space, where I would be unhindered by the distractions of the Earth. And when a violent electrical storm erupted in the skies of the planet I was on, I welcomed it. It seemed fitting, like it was an outward manifestation of the storm that was raging inside of me. Then the meteors started coming down, but I was determined to survive and to protect my ship from destruction. It was my only way out, my only way off that nightmarish heap of rubble. I thought I had everything under control, but then the mother of all meteors seemed to appear out of nowhere to claim my ship and my life. Normally, it would have been child's play to blow up that rock, but after training at 450 times normal gravity for so long, it took everything I had and more! Kakarot! Then something just snapped, something inside of me. No, no more! That's it! I don't care! I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about being better than Kakarot. I didn't care about being a Super Saiyan. I didn't care if I lived. I didn't care about anything. And then it happened. Yes, that's how it happened. That's how I became a Super Saiyan.
Call hello, Yahweh Bashim Yaoshai, Bashim Yaoshai, Rochachodash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, a greeting. So let's get right into the scripts. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. This is Apostle Paul speaking. Yeah, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach, Yahushai, my Lord. So Vegeta, which is an anime character, in the show, he was able to attain a very high form of power by casting away the very thing that drove him in the first place. And by casting that thing away, he was able to achieve the power that he sought. So that's in an anime form. So us, no matter what it is we lose, yeah, carnally, you're going to want, you may be attached to it, but really it's all temporal. The only thing that really matters is gaining the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yaoshai. Because with the wisdom of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, you can do anything. Continuing on, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, right? Apostle Paul, if you read about his life, he suffered many great deal of things in the name of Yahushai, HaMashiach. But, you saw the things you read about the things he was able to do. And we know he was taught directly by Yahushai HaMashiach, which is a blessing we can't really even comprehend. So continuing on, and do count them but dung. The modern definition of dung would be shit, that I may win Mashiach. Forgot to edit that part. But yeah, that's what we're attaining. We're not, in the show, he's trying to attain power, but us in actuality, in real life, we want the kingdom. We want to be pretty much like how Apostle John was able to rest on the chest of Yahushua Mashiach. We want that, but not just for ourselves, ultimately for the elect of our nation, starting with the elect, but for our whole nation. You know what I mean? But starting now in the present day, like currently as things are, we know that 2/3 of our nation have to be cut off. So it's with the hopeful elect that they need to understand that all this carnal shit really never mattered. It's just Satan and also biblical, the Esau Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man. He uses his witchcraft to make it seem like life is more than just serving Yahweh B'Shem Shai, which we know if you read Ecclesiastes, I think it's 13 to 14, the whole duty of man is essentially to just please Yahweh B'Shem Shai. And then Yahweh Shai laid it down. He said to love Yahweh Shai with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. And the second commandment is like unto it, love your neighbor like you love yourself. And who's our neighbor? Those that do the will of Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity. So this is 2 Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Right? And as we continue on in this wicked society, there's going to be a lot more distractions, and they're going to come in more powerful forms. But why do you think we've been spiritually have been built up before the elect? To be able to withstand the wiles of the devil, all right? But a huge part of this battle is mental. You know what I mean? They showed you that movie with Chris Tucker when he was battling, and then the general's like, yo, I need covering fire. And then Chris Tucker's character froze up, and then the captain ended up getting shot. That was a mental thing that occurred in a physical battle. You know, just having a fucked up thought in a crucial situation can cost the lives of many, which is what you don't want in this truth, because we know that the laborers are few, but the work is plenteous. So let's get Mark chapter 10, verse 28, the words of Yahushua HaMashiach. Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed thee, the him being Yahushua HaMashiach. Because at this stage, one minute you have a so-called life in the world, and then the next minute it's all pretty much gone. So then, you get carnal thoughts, right? Like, I gave up everything. What are we going to get? And this is what Yahushua replied with, verse 29. And Yahushua answered and said, Verily, so verily is just another way of saying 100% certainty. I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my sake and the Gospels. All right, so you know how some people will just, I follow Yahushua, and then, but they're hearers of the word, not doers. You know, the types that they'll be like, yo, did we not cast out devils in your name? And then Yahushua is going to say, depart from me, workers of iniquity, I knew thee not. All right, the whole roll. All right. So yeah, because essentially, brother and sisters, father, mother, like you talk to people in the world, that's usually the reason why they do things. A lot of people took the thing because they had a dying family member. They wanted to go see family. They had land to deal with, like a whole bunch of bullshit that doesn't even matter and is gonna be burnt up anyways. And you don't even own the shit. You know what I mean? But verse 30 in Mark chapter 10, verse 30, but he shall receive an hundredfold. And we know that Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach's a hundredfold is nothing we can even comprehend. Now, in this time, houses and brethren and sisters and mothers and children and lands with persecutions, and in the world to come, eternal life. All right, so, I mean, so relating it back to Philippians 3 and 8, it would make perfect sense why Apostle Paul would say this. All this stuff that we see is temporal. It's all shit. It's all under a wicked vibration. It's all needs to be cleansed. The only thing that ever mattered was serving Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity, and attempting to hopefully wake up others to do the same thing so we can get the fuck up out of here. So with that, I hope you were edified. Shalom.